What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've got a bit of breaking news that came out just about an hour ago as President Joe Biden has announced he's going to be extending out one of those stimulus provisions. And this is your stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, the question is, if he's going to be extending out one of these, will he be extending out other ones as well? As a lot of people are asking, what about stimulus checks? What about unemployment extensions? What about all these provisions we had before, as we are still dealing with this Omicron variant? And you guys, take a look at these articles that are coming out on this. Federal pandemic aid runs dry as businesses deal with Omicron's impact. 86% of federal pandemic funds have been dispersed, saying we need more. Lawmakers, business leaders, they begin to raise alarms about the dwindling federal aid as Omicron cases rise across the U.S. And the Fed chair said that Omicron is a serious risk to the economy. Could that mean more stimulus checks? Well, you guys, we will see, because right now with this spreading across the nation, we're hearing a lot of people saying we are nowhere near done with this pandemic, and a lot of people are going to need more financial assistance. And today, President Joe Biden took action. Take a look right from whitehouse.gov, statement by President Joe Biden extending the pause on student loan repayments for an additional 90 days. And people are asking if the president feels that it's necessary to extend this out. It was going to end at the end of January. Will he be extending out other provisions, as we have members of Congress saying we need more stimulus? And we've actually heard that they want to have another stimulus package after Build Back Better. And this one, they're saying they'd like to bring those provisions of past stimulus packages, checks, unemployment extensions, all of those provisions, and bring them back as we are still battling the pandemic. Let me know your thoughts and we will see. I'll keep you up to date on a potential new stimulus package. But right now, if you missed my previous video, President Joe Biden is fighting to get the Build Back Better bill done. And we're hearing that if he does not, that those child tax credits will not continue on for parents. And I've got the video footage for you of the White House's response on that, and also how President Joe Biden is fighting to get that passed. I've got the video footage of what he had to say. And you guys, we're hearing it's necessary, as take a look. Restaurants and shows, they close as Omicron grips the United States. Buckle up and hang on, because a bumpy ride is the only sure thing about the new year. And people are wondering still, will there be a fourth stimulus check due to everything that's going on with the Omicron variant? Well, you guys, I'm going to get you caught up in this video. We've got video footage. We're going to dive right in and let you know what's happening right now with breaking news of stimulus provisions getting extended. But before we do, I also just wanted to say thank you so much for all the support on that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. Already over 1,000 subscribers. I'm really excited. We're going to be launching closer towards the end of the year. And if you are somebody that's interested in growing wealth and learning about personal finance, this is going to be the channel for you. I will go ahead and pin a comment down below. All you got to do is click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications, and I think it's going to be really helping a lot of people. I'm very excited about that channel, you guys. But with that being said, let's dive into the latest economic news, and let's start off by smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second, really helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Totally free to come join the Ram fam. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's start off with some video footage of the breaking news of President Joe Biden extending out this pause on student loan.
And we have breaking news from the White House. The president has just announced he's extending the pause on federal student loan repayments. NBC's Monica Alba is back with me from the White House. Monica, we didn't let you get away very far. A lot of news coming today. Talk to me about the student loans and just extending this. It was supposed to expire January 31st.
This is a really significant development, Andrea. When the president first came into office, he directed the payments be put on pause through August. Then later in the summer, they determined they were going to extend that again as Delta was surging to the end of January, as you point out. And now the president is saying an additional 90 days will go into effect for this pause. So this punts it all the way to May 1st, 2022. And of course, this is something that the administration had been under pressure to make a decision about, given what we're seeing with the economy. And this affects more than 41 million Americans who really felt they wanted this breathing room to continue to figure out what the president and this administration may do overall when it comes to student loans. And it is something that the Department of Education is reviewing with borrowers to see if they're going to make some changes. Of course, there have been many advocates, many Democratic lawmakers even, who've asked the president to consider forgiving up to a certain amount of these loans, potentially $10,000, maybe more. Some have called, of course, for the entirety of it. So this just gives the president, the White House, and the Department of Education more time to figure that out, while people, again, take more time, given, of course, all of the pressure and the unknowns of what the Omicron variant will mean for our uneven economic recovery. Andrea.
Thanks so much, Monica. Now we'll let you go.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. And do you think that there will be more provisions that will get extended out as a result of everything that's going on right now with Omicron? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But you guys, we're hearing that if they don't pass that Build Back Better bill, that the child tax credits will stop for literally millions of families across the United States. And let's take a look at the White House's response as they were asked about this today. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I have a question on Build Back Better as the White House tries to look at a path forward here. On the child tax credit, it seems inevitable at this point, unlikely at least, that millions of Americans who benefited from that child tax credit, from that monthly payment, will not get that in the month of January. What is the White House's message to them? And Senator Romney has put forward a proposal that he says would be a bipartisan pathway forward. Is that something the White House is looking into?
Well, most importantly, the president's message is that his preference was to get Build Back Better passed in December so that people could have the child tax credit extended, a benefit that has contributed to cutting child poverty in half this year and has helped put money in people's pockets and food on the table and make sure many, many families could help make ends meet during an economic downturn that was tied to the pandemic. And I would say on the second piece of your question, we are going to work with anybody who's interested in taking steps to lower costs for the American people, whether it's on child care or elder care or health care. We want to get Build Back Better done because the comprehensive package is going to have an enormous impact, according to dozens of economists across the board. It would require 60 votes in order to get individual pieces passed.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And also, we have President Joe Biden, who released that speech yesterday, and he was asked outright, what is going to be happening with the Build Back Better bill? Are they confident they're going to get Joe Manchin on board? What is going to be unfolding there? Well, as you guys know, we already reported to you that overnight he made efforts to get it done. He had that late night secret meeting with Democrats to try to get it done, and Joe Manchin was a part of that as well. Now, we will see what unfolds from that as information comes out. I'll keep you up to date, but take a look at what he had to say yesterday in response to that question.
The importance of keeping your word of trust. Do you believe Senator Manchin kept his word to you? And how do you rebuild trust with progressives in your party to advance your legislation now?
You know, I told you before, you've heard me say this before, some people think maybe I'm not Irish because I don't hold a grudge. Look, I want to get things done. I still think there's a possibility of getting Build Back Better done. And what I don't want to do is get into, and Joe went on TV today, and I don't know whether it's TV or not, I'm told he was speaking to the Liberal caucus in the House and said, Joe Biden didn't mislead you, I misled you. And so, look, I'm not looking for, let me say something. You saw what happened yesterday. All the talk about how my Build Back Better plan was going to increase inflation, going to cause these debts and all the like. What happened? Goldman Sachs and others said, if we don't pass Build Back Better, we're in trouble because it's going to grow the economy. And without it, we're not going to grow. And what happened? Stock prices went way down. It took a real dip. If you take a look, everybody thinks because I quoted 17 Nobel laureates saying this is going to help inflation. Think about it in terms of you're a hard-working person and you're making 60 grand if you're alone, or if you're a mom or just on her own, or if you're making 80 grand, and mom and dad 90 grand like a lot of people do, and you're worried about inflation, you should be worried about it because it's a devastating thing for people who are working class and middle class folks. It really hurts. Where is most of the cost now? The cost is finding in gasoline, even though I was able to bring it down 12 cents a gallon, will come down more, I believe. We talked about what the cost in food prices going up, et cetera. But look what's in Build Back Better. Childcare. You can reduce it by up to 70%. That'll be the difference between 20 million women who aren't back in the workforce being able to go back if you pass it. We're talking about health care, insulin. In a system, we got 200,000 kids with type 1 diabetes. You know what it's costing? It cost somewhere between 10 cents and $10 to come up with the formula, okay, a while ago, right? You know what it's costing on average? $560, $640 a month, up to $1,000 a month. What do you do if you're a mom and a dad working with minimum wage, busting your neck? You look at your kid, and you know if you don't get that vaccine for him, if you don't get that drug for him, if you don't get be able to take that, what happens? They're likely to go in a coma, maybe die. Not only do you put the kid's life at stake, you strip away all the dignity of a parent looking at their child. I'm not joking about this. Imagine being a parent, looking at a child, and you can't afford. You have no house to borrow against. You have no savings. It's wrong. But all the things in that bill are going to reduce prices and cost for middle class and working class people. It's going to reduce their cost. What's inflation? Having to pay more than the money you have because things have gone up. Well, bring down all those costs across the board, from child care to a child care tax credit.
So there you have it, you guys. A whole lot going on right now in Congress with stimulus, these bills, and the pandemic. And as more information comes out, know that I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And let me know your thoughts. Do you think that we're going to have a fourth stimulus check? Are they going to get done with the Build Back Better bill? Is there going to be another one after this that could have checks? What do you think is going to be unfolding? Well, whatever unfolds, you guys, know that I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash the like button. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, come join the Ram fam, totally free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you're interested in growing wealth and personal finance, consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will keep you up to date, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.